technology that is built for your every sense. Acer Pure from Acer.
Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, that happened in Tianjin, and all eyes were on the key meetings on the sidelines. One of the biggest highlights, a high-profile union between Chinese President Xi, Russian President Putin and Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Modi and President Putin also then held a key bilateral in Tianjin, a major power play where the Ukraine crisis was high on the agenda. And just before the bilateral began, Prime Minister Modi battled for peace in Ukraine, noting that India and Russia have been in constant touch on the conflict issue and stressing that every path towards peace remains the best outcome. Listen in to what the Prime Minister had to say.
और मैं हमेशा अनुभव करता हूं कि आपको मिलना मतलब एक यादगार मीटिंग भी होती है, बहुत सी चीजों की जानकारियों का आदान प्रदान करने का अवसर मिलता है। हम लगातार संपर्क में रहे हैं। दोनों पक्षों के बीच नियमित रूप से कई उच्च स्तरीय बैठकें भी हुई है। इस वर्ष दिसंबर में हमारी 23वीं समिट के लिए 140 करोड़ भारतीय उत्सुकता पूर्वक आपका इंतजार कर रहे हैं। एसएलसी हमारी स्पेशल एंड प्रिविलेज स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप की गहराई और व्यापकता का परिचायक है। कठिन से कठिन परिस्थितियों में भी भारत और रूस हमेशा कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर चले हैं। हमारा करीबी सहयोग न केवल दोनों देशों के लोगों के लिए बल्कि वैश्विक शांति, स्थिरता और समृद्धि के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है। एक्सेलेंसी, यूक्रेन में चल रहे संघर्ष के विषय में हम लगातार चर्चा करते रहे हैं। हाल में किए गए शांति के सभी प्रयासों का हम स्वागत करते हैं। हम आशा करते हैं कि सभी पक्ष कंस्ट्रक्टिवली आगे बढ़ेंगे। संघर्ष को जल्द से जल्द खत्म करने और स्थायी शांति स्थापित करने का रास्ता खोजना होगा। ये पूरी मानवता की पुकार है। एक्सेलेंसी, एक बार फिर आपका मैं हृदय से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं।
And viewers, Russian President Vladimir Putin has blamed the West for what we are seeing in Ukraine, for in fact igniting this war in Ukraine, insisting that Moscow's assault and its actions were provoked by Western provocations. In fact, Putin accused NATO of destabilizing the entire region and also dismissed claims that it was Russia that triggered the war. Listen in. Let's now go across to my colleague Rishabh joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Rishabh, how do we really read this particular statement that has come from Russian president? Because on one hand, we've got Trump administration, Donald Trump himself and the West blaming India specifically for what's happening in Ukraine. Remember, Peter Navarro called it Modi's war. And now you have Mr. Putin coming out and saying that it's the West and its provocations that have triggered this war. It's NATO's war, actually.
Well, if we talk about Russia has been clear since 2021 that NATO's interference at the borders of Russia is something that is not correct. And the more NATO is moving eastward, it is a sense of provocation for Russia. And the moment it was realized that Ukraine might join the NATO North Atlantic Treaty, it will be an issue, and that's when Russia had to take a step. This is what Russia has always maintained, and even now they say that till Ukraine does not give up its aspiration to join NATO, and we have a clear word from the NATO that they will not move further eastwards. Russia's special operations, as they call it, will continue in Ukraine. While Donald Trump suggests that it is India's war, Russia is very clear that it is NATO's war, and which Russia and Ukraine are fighting.
All right. Thank you very much, Rishabh, for the moment, for joining us with those details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this.